Millions of adults spend 40 hours a week sitting shoulder to shoulder with people they did not choose, and often people they do not like. Take Karen and Ewan. Karen is a cynical realist. Ewan is a naive idealist. Their professional relationship began circling the drain the moment a coworker overheard Karen call Ewan an idiot and promptly passed that gossip right back to him. This chart illustrates the core problem. In the wild, when experiencing interpersonal friction, our natural instinct is physical avoidance. The paths diverge. But the modern corporate environment acts as a funnel, violently pushing those diverging paths back into a collision course. So what happens when management steps in to artificially manufacture a bond between two workers who have absolutely nothing in common? You don't actually eliminate the friction. You simply trap it in a confined space, building the pressure higher and higher until a minor annoyance becomes a ticking time bomb. Management's usual response to this tension is to pull the team out of the daily grind and drop them into a mandatory off-site ideation session. During one of these sessions, Ewan pitches a system to reward basic job compliance with candy credits. Karen immediately points out the objective flaw in the proposal. Adults should not require gummy bears as an incentive to do the jobs they are already paid to do. The manager quickly intervenes, deploying the golden rule of the corporate offsite. During a brainstorm, no idea is stupid. But enforcing false validation of bad ideas doesn't foster creativity. It forces competent employees to sit in silence while their time is wasted, breeding deep resentment toward the coworker holding the whiteboard marker. If you find yourself trapped in one of these circles, survival relies on 3 key tactics: maintaining a completely neutral expression, deploying a slow, strategic nod, and never, under any circumstances, suggesting out loud that your colleague lacks critical thinking skills. Mandating relentless positivity in a professional setting erodes meritocracy. It takes a mild disagreement over compliance metrics and hardens it into a lasting, personal grudge. When the hostility becomes too loud to ignore, human resources escalates the issue by sending Karen and Ewan to an external, specialized corporate business coach. The coach relies on the Enneagram, a popular personality test that groups people into 9 distinct types. Looking at this map of the archetypes, Karen is classified as the challenger, direct and skeptical. Ewan is categorized on the opposing end as the optimist. The goal here is simple: use these diagnostic labels as a bridge. If Karen and Ewan have the vocabulary to understand their differing styles, they can meet in the middle and foster mutual empathy. In practice, the exact opposite happens. Employees immediately use their assigned labels to build walls. Ewan uses his optimist status to dismiss Karen's valid critiques as just her being a negative challenger. He doesn't have to fix his bad ideas, he just blames her personality type. These pseudo-psychological interventions rarely solve conflicts. They simply provide feuding employees with academic terminology to weaponize against each other. Back at the office, the physical avoidance resumes. The battleground shifts entirely to digital communication, where the screen provides a false sense of safety. Ewan sends a passive-aggressive follow-up email. He claims he now understands her challenger style, and he executes the ultimate corporate power play by explicitly copying their manager on the message. Karen is cornered. Formulating a reply under these conditions is a psychological minefield. Without vocal inflection, any written tone is entirely ambiguous, and management is watching her every keystroke. She cycles through the options. Draft 1, a brutally honest attack, deleted. Draft 2, an overly long, insincere apology, deleted. Draft 3, a brusque single-word dismissal, deleted. Finally, she lands on the perfect non-committal sign-off. Thanks, Ewan. I agree. You too. She reaches for the exclamation mark, and her finger accidentally strikes the letter L right next to it. The reaction across the room is explosive. Ewan violently pushes his chair back, colliding with a coworker, and marches straight to the boss. Less than 30 seconds later, Karen's phone rings with an immediate summons. When corporate systems attempt to artificially suppress human nature, they don't create harmony. They build an unsustainable pressure cooker, guaranteeing that even the smallest mechanical error, a single misplaced keystroke, can shatter the fragile peace of an entire department.